today's recipe, we are going to need, I've got a cup here of dry TVP. Now you can use, if you want to, you can use the pre-made stuff that you get in the produce department of the grocery store, or you can use mushrooms. I just find that I want to make this sticky, and this is a little easier to make sticky. So I'm just going to add a cup of just boiled water to it and set it aside while we get everything else ready. I'm also going to use one of the blocks of the Tender Flake puff pastry. This comes with two in a package, and I took one of them out last night and let it thaw in the fridge covered, so that is ready to go. I have bought this product. This is available in our grocery stores here in the produce section, and this is for cooked beets. So nice and easy. Oh, needs to be cleaned, but they are ready to go. In the summertime, of course, I would use my own beets and cook them, but this is nice because you've got four that are fairly similar size. They're already cooked. Otherwise, you can buy fresh beets, peel them and cook them, and then they're ready to go. We've got about half a medium onion, diced pretty finely, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, minced, and I've got 3 very large ones here today. About a tablespoon of miso paste. And I'm going to use about a tablespoon of my Italian seasoning. About half a cup of dry red wine, or you could substitute veggie broth, and some fresh ground pepper to taste. So we're going to start by heating about 2 teaspoons of oil over a medium heat. If you don't want to use oil, go ahead and use some veggie broth here. And we're going to saute our onions just until they start to become translucent. They are becoming translucent now, so I'm going to add in the garlic. And let's go ahead and add in our miso. And our Italian seasoning, and we'll just stir it around there. Get that all mixed together. Now I'm going to add in my red wine, and I'm going to stir it around until that miso is dissolving in the liquid. Once that miso is dissolved into your mixture, you're going to add in your TVP that has been soaking, and it should have now absorbed that hot water. And TVP is interesting. It doesn't really have much of a flavor until you add the flavor. So that's what we're doing here, is we're adding the flavor to our TVP. So that wine, the miso, the seasonings, the onions, garlic, that is the seasoning for the TVP. Now, like I said, we want this sticky, and you can see it's still falling apart quite a bit. So I'm just going to simmer it, and I think I'll turn it down to low so that we don't heat it too quickly. And as soon as it starts getting sticky, I'm going to take it off the heat and set it aside. I don't know if you can tell, but it is starting to get a little bit stickier now where it holds together. So at this point, I am going to put in a little bit of fresh ground black pepper, probably about a 1/4 tablespoon or so. Pepper is really great for just bringing out the flavors. And then I'm going to stir that in, and then I'm going to turn the heat off, and we want this to cool so that it can be handled in your hands. So So always do this first before you move on to the other steps of these. So I have rolled out my block of puff pastry, and you want to roll it out to about 12 inches by 12 inches. And you can see mine is not perfect. If you're a little bit more perfectionist than me, if you want to make things look pretty, go ahead and do a better job than I have. But I'm all about the taste. So at this point, I'm doing 4. So I'm just going to cut it into 4 pieces. And set those aside for now. So when you open your beets, or if you're cooking them yourself, they will be quite wet and they are messy, so be warned. I would suggest opening them over the sink and have a paper towel handy. Now, because they're wet, our mixture is not going to stick to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to roll them in flour. And I am using this chickpea flour. So adding a little bit of healthiness into that part of it too. So just roll it around until they are covered and then set them aside. So I have cooled my TVP mixture and I've divided it into 4 equal-ish parts. I'm going to take one at a time, and I'm going to take a beet, and we're going to completely cover the beet with that mixture. So just work it. If you have kids, this is something that they may enjoy helping you out with. It's fun and messy. And once you've got it, the beet completely covered, you're going to set it onto one of your pastries. And we'll do that for each one of them. So now that I have cleaned my hands after that messy job, I'm just going to take the pastries and we're going to wrap up our little balls here. Now you'll see they probably won't make it all the way around, so just stretch them around, make them fit. This is very similar to how we did the apple bombs, but this is a savory version, of course. And then we're just going to pinch it all together. You can put a little pressure on it so it's got a flat bottom if you like. And then I'm going to place them onto a parchment lined baking sheet. I'm going to brush them with a little bit of vegetable broth and then put them in a 350 oven for, probably about half an hour. My oven is heated. My Wellingtons are brushed and into the oven they go. While they're in the oven, I will be cooking the rest of the dinner. So this is half an hour later out of the oven. Aren't they beautiful? Look at how golden they are. And I'm just going to cut into one so you can see what the cross section is, what it looks like on the inside. Look at that flaky pastry. Looks good. It's hot. And there we go. So you can see the beet in the center with the TVP surrounding it, and then the pastry on the outside. And I've decided to pair it tonight with some crispy potatoes out of the air fryer and some green beans and my gravy. The potatoes and the gravy you can find in previous videos as well. So give it a try and enjoy. Let me know how you like it.